Our first official Stranger Things trailer for Season 4 is finally here! No longer is it a never-ending story, we will finally get the next season! Can we get a round of applause just for Netflix actually releasing it? It's been 3 years. 3 years, and boy does it look like it was worth the wait. If you love Stranger Things or are a fan of the channel, you are in the right place to be. We are going to sit down together and go over every single frame of the new trailer, breaking everything down that we can find. I don't care how long it takes. Just make sure you watch until the end of the video, and of course, spoilers, duh, but only the stuff from the trailer. Before we start, please go hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to help the video in the algorithm. And share this video with your Stranger Things friends. I want to see you guys in the comments. This is the place to discuss everything Season 4. Now that we're all friends and everyone's subbed, let's just jump right into it. And before we start, I just want to say I feel like they gave us so many spoilers in this trailer. Now, I'm not complaining, but just watch through to the end of the video and then tell me what you think. I really hope that they saved a lot of the bigger spoilers for the actual premiere. I loved that the little teasers we were getting were so vague yet so intriguing. As excited as I am for this season, I could have done without a lot of these spoilers, I think, but let me know what you think after we talk about them. Now, for this official trailer, they used the song Separate Ways by Journeys, which was extremely fitting, as a huge emphasis this season will be on how everyone is very split up into different groups doing their own things, just like we saw in the posters they released. We have Hop in Russia, 11, Will and Mike in California, we've got the Hawkins crew doing multiple things as well, and we also have 11 having Oliver Hawkins' lab flashbacks. The trailer opens up looking at the destroyed Russian portal gun from underneath the mall in Season 3, with Vecna, the new baddie for Season 4, saying, "You've broken everything, your suffering is almost at an end." I wonder who he's monologuing to. Maybe the Mind Flayer, saying he broke their chances of opening the portals and his suffering stuck inside the Upside Down is almost over because they're coming to Hawkins this season? And then it shows the Creel House grandfather clock ticking down, and then the first close-up of Vecna shooting his eyes open as if he has just been awakened. And I gotta say, he looks so absolutely terrifying, it looks crazy good. After this, we see Max at Billy's grave, reading him a letter that says, "Dear Billy, I don't know if you can even hear this. Ever since you've left, everything's been a total disaster. For a while, we tried to be happy. Normal. I know that's impossible." This sounds like the kids will really still be dealing with the trauma from Season 3. It doesn't look like they're brushing anything under the rug. They have a lot to deal with. 11 lost her powers, Mike lost 11 and Will, and Hopper is seemingly dead. Max lost Billy. The town now knows that something suspicious is going on. After 3 seasons of supernatural happenings, it's finally gotten to the point where it's too big to cover up anymore and people are starting to freak out. As she's reading the letter, we see this upside down shot. Let's just flip this over and take a look at what's here. It looks like we're at a trailer park. A bunch of the people staying here are wandering over to a roadblock the police set up to see what's happening. It looks like Hawkins police is on the scene. Maybe a detective is questioning the onlookers. There's some county sheriffs and maybe some EMTs wheeling out someone in a body bag past their ambulance. Something weird definitely happened that attracted a lot of attention and somebody didn't survive. We also see Steve, Robin, and Dustin pull up to check out what's going on. Definitely something to do with the Upside Down. Then we get to see a Hawkins High School pep rally with Lucas, who is now on the basketball team. Mike and Dustin cheer him on from the stands, but from the looks of it, they're not too thrilled about being here. I can't help but feel Lucas will be going in a new direction with the sports, and Mike and Dustin will be alone with the new guys in the Hellfire Club until Mike leaves for California. I wouldn't be surprised if this creates a lot of tension in the group as they grow up and are now going into high school. They've all been through so much, there's no way that they can just go back to normal like nothing happened, but I mean, at least it looks like some of them are trying. Next, we see Elle, Will, Jonathan, and Argyle arriving at school in California. We see that Will does see 11 get brushed off by her friends, and he does nothing about it. He just ignores it like it doesn't even happen. Then we see Max is wandering around alone at Hawkins at night with a flashlight, which for starters is an awful idea, and stumbles across the Creel clock cemented into the wall. I don't know how this got here, or if this is a dream sequence, or if she's hallucinating, or if the clock actually found her, but either way, this is not good. Next, as we transition over to Kamchatka, Russia to get a look at how Hopper's doing, the song kicks in and we hear, "Here we stand, worlds apart, hearts broken in two," which is very true. Everyone is going to have to make a stand this season. The kids against the evil in Hawkins, Elle against her nightmares from the past, and Hopper trying to survive Russia. And worlds apart is going to be very literal, as we will be spending a lot of time in the Upside Down this season. And hearts broken in two? More like hearts shattered in a million pieces. Everyone said goodbye to their best friends last season, and now high school is pulling them apart even more. Not to mention, we lost both Billy and Hopper last season. I can't wait to hear what other songs we'll get this season because they really hit the nail on the head with this one. Next, we get one of my favorites returning this season, Sam Owens. I always had a feeling that he was a good guy and actually trying to help out, so it's nice to see him back. I think we're going to be seeing him play a much larger role this season, but now we can see that the diner shot from the trailer is in fact Sam Owens meeting with Eleven to ask her to help him. He says, "I relocated you guys far from Hawkins because I thought you'd be safe," referring to him helping Joyce, Will, Jonathan, and Elle move from Hawkins, Indiana at the end of season 3 to where they are now in California. I guess that explains where Joyce got the money for such a nice house in Cali anyway, but we also see the kids at the roller rink. Goodness gracious, did anyone else notice Will third wheeling behind Mike and Elle? Poor guy just can't catch a break. This is just too sad to see. Can someone take this scene out? I just feel bad now. We also see Joyce receiving a Russian package with the Matryoshka doll, most likely from Hopin, Russia, and then we also see a helicopter, most likely Sam Owens, landing in front of maybe a safe house that the kids are staying at, and then we hear Owens say, "A war is coming. I'm afraid your friends in Hawkins are very much in the eye of the storm." And then we see all the shots of the Hawkins gang entering the Creel house for the first time and making it to the attic before all their lights start flickering. Definitely some upside down stuff about to go down here. Elle responds to Owens with, "I don't have my powers," and Sam says, "I don't know how to say this other than just to say this. Without you, we can't win this war." Flat out stating that he needs Eleven and her powers to fight the upside down to save her friends and possibly the world as they know it. We also see them taking Eleven away from Mike in the back of a van. I'm not crying, you are. Now next is one of the biggest Easter eggs of this entire trailer, and I have no idea what it means. After the van scene, it cuts to a title card saying "this summer," and then some sweet red lightning transitions to the next scene where we see some bats in the upside down question mark. Are those demo bats? They fly now? But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The very first frame after the title card, and just for only one frame, is not the upside down, but a shot of 4 portals. And not only 4 portals, but 4 different time codes. Left to right is 146, and if we go to 146 in the trailer, it's this shot of Mike looking at Elle in the van, nothing crazy. Next is 230, which we haven't gotten to yet, but it's Eddie from the kids' new D&D group, the Hellfire Club. Next is 33, a shot of Max looking at Billy's grave. And finally, 52, which is the shot of Mike and Dustin at the pep rally. What on earth do all of these have in common? What is the significance of these time codes? Go down and help me solve this mystery in the comments. And oh, also, while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to hit 400k so we can help fight off Vecna with the gang in season 4. It's a strict subscribers only party we're putting together. Now, something else I noticed about this portal shot is that the 2 portals on the left are orange and the 2 on the right are blue. Now, normally, inside the upside down is completely blue. Maybe the 2 on the right are upside down portals and the ones on the left are from the real world. Also, the one on the left looks like the same one from the poster, the one that looks like Vecna's eye. Anyone else think that's a coincidence? I feel like there's no such thing as coincidence with the Duffer Brothers. And why does the third one have 3 holes? And why is the fourth one so big? Does the number of portals coincide with the 4 teasers we got? One for each storyline or each party? Maybe these 4 scenes are the 4 episodes that we're going to get May 27th for Volume 1, and the other 5 will drop in Volume 2. It definitely looks like there's going to be some time or matter displacement going on. I don't know if I need to prepare myself for time travel or teleportation, but at this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw either. If we can figure out this mystery, I'll make another video talking about it, but let me know what you think in the comments. But moving on, let's talk about these demo bats. First Demogorgons, then demo dogs, then the meat puppet, and now demo bats? Look, they even have tails. That is so creepy. We also get a shot of the Creel house in the upside down. Looks like an abandoned playground across the street. Creepy. So many demo bats, very fitting with the strong horror themes though. Next is one of the most sus scenes in the whole trailer, and I both love and hate it. Steve and Nancy both saying to each other, "I'll see you on the other side."
See you on the other side.
On the other side.
Why did they have to say it like that? It's like one of them won't make it back, and it better not be Steve. Why can't everyone just survive and we end on a happy note? If you look closely, this actually looks like the same room from the still of Max, Erica, and Dustin standing on the bed together. It looks like they're using this bedsheet rope as a way to climb in and out of the portal to the upside down. It looks like the kids were in the room when they first discovered it, and Steve and Nancy are using it later in the season when the upside down infection gets much worse. You can also see all the vines growing literally everywhere, and it looks like Steve already has the bandage on his waist. They don't look as bad as they do in the still, so this is probably before the big showdown, but still, I don't like the way they said goodbye to each other. We get to see the older kids riding their bikes into the thick of it, literally, just on their way in the Upside Down to see the Mind Flare. We already established it's not good to breathe the air so much in the Upside Down, so I wonder if they're going to address that or find some face masks to keep them safe. But next, this is awesome. We get a look at Hopper right after the Russians capture him at the end of season 3, still with his long hair, bloody and beaten and bruised from his fight with the Terminator. And he says, "I was convinced I was put here for some other reason. Maybe I can still help, even if it's the last thing I do." The Russians then put a face mask on him as if they're getting ready to transport him through their portals in the Upside Down. I don't know how Hop thinks he can help from here. If anything, I think he's in the most hopeless position out of everyone. Alone with no way to escape, and then to top it off, the gate opens up and he lights a spear on fire and the white Demogorgon from the end of season 3 jumps out and attacks everyone. That's crazy! Our theories from the poster were right. The Russians are arming the prisoners to fight Demogorgons with melee weapons in this giant courtyard. We do see that he ends up killing it in the snow from the poster, but nonetheless, this has now become one of my new favorite scenes I'm looking forward to this season. I think this scene will absolutely be mad. There's at least 7 people in here. 7 versus 1, and Hop has to survive. Also, a funny detail I noticed, if you zoom into Hopper's name badge, they've labeled him as the Americano, or the American, that they referred to at the end of season 3. It's cool to see this come full circle finally. And after we come back to Hawkins and get a shot of Lucas holding Max at the site of Billy's grave with Steve and Dustin, something definitely shook her. This Dear Billy episode is going to take us for a wild ride. We get a shot of Eddie inviting us to play advanced D&D. This will most likely be where they'll introduce the concept and explain Vecna like they've done in the past for all the new monsters. And then one of the craziest shots from this trailer, finally, a shot from the Massacre of Hawkins, a young pre-season 11, which looks really good, I might add. No doubt they used CGI to de-age Millie Bobby Brown and put it on another actress, the same effect they used for scrawny Captain American, and I gotta say, it looks flawless here. I was worried about the look, but nope, they nailed it. She's definitely been using her powers to the max, and there's already signs of a struggle. I can only imagine how badly this is going to end for whoever's on the other side of her wrath. We also get a shot of Erica walking around the Creel house. Creepy. Also, please don't die. We get another look at the infamous scene of Steve underwater in front of a portal. Going through portals into different dimensions was a lot on its own, but now we have to hold our breath and do it underwater? I'm gonna be breathing heavy for this scene. Alright, now first glance, this next scene might be one of the most shocking of this trailer. Max is levitating in the air in front of the kids in Billy's grave, which, by the way, does not say Billy anymore. Now it says William Hargrove. I mean, technically William is Billy's full name, so they're not wrong here, but why the switch? Did they just use Billy at first so we weren't confused on whose grave it was, or no one thought it was Will? Maybe, but I feel like this was more intentional. What if one of these is from a hallucination or a dream sequence inflicted by Vecna? There's no way it's a coincidence. Maybe we'll see it from Max's perspective as she's being influenced by Vecna and she just sees it as Billy because that's all she's ever known him as? And that explains why she is being weird at the beginning. Starting off, she says, "I don't know if you can even hear me," as if she's heard Billy's voice talk to her in the past and she's trying to talk back. But there's no way he could talk to her unless Vecna is planting that voice in her head, and now she's under his influence seeing Billy's grave differently than the kids see it in real life. What do you think? The levitating alone has me freaked out enough. I hope she doesn't die. I don't think she's going to get powers, but how else do you explain this? Dustin then monologues saying that some people are saying Hawkins is cursed, and you're not way off for saying that. We get a shot of Shaved Elle, probably younger, blasting 3 armed guards away from her. Hawkins Massacre or current day Elle with a shave. What do you think? Then we transfer back to the Upside Down, where we see Steve, being a hero again, shirtless and pretty bloody and beaten up, swinging a massive oar around, smacking demo bats out of the sky. This looks so freaking awesome. I cannot wait for this scene. Then we see Eddie on the guitar on an RV. Okay, I don't know why or if it makes sense or not, but it looks freaking awesome. They're probably using the sound to lure the monsters away as a diversion. They've used this tactic in the past as well. This is just a tad more dramatic, you could say. We get a clean shot of Victor Creel finally. I'm actually shocked they didn't wait until the premiere to show his character, but it still looks great, very creepy. And look, both eyes are gouged out, just like the rabbit from the Creel trailer. That wasn't a coincidence either, I'm telling you. Next, we get to see Joyce and Murray actually crashing the plane they took to Russia. It looks like it's literally just the two of them unless something happened to their pilot already. We get a quick shot of Dustin in a ghillie suit with some sort of weapon next to Eddie, it looks like. Not sure if this is the Hellfire Club or if they're suited up to go to war in the Upside Down. We get a quick shot of some Russian soldiers being blown away from some sort of explosion, probably from Hopper or the escaped Demogorgon. And then we get the first close-up of a current day 11 with a shaved head. Looks like getting pushed back by something in the Upside Down, maybe in the portal room. I can't tell what those ropes are behind her. And then next, this is hard to tell what it is, but if you look closely, it looks like Steve or Eddie is getting thrown out of the portal with the rope attached to their waist. So glad we're going to be seeing so much more of the Upside Down this season. Just please no one die. Next is a 4-frame shot of possibly 11 in front of Vecna's hand. It looks like her mouth is gagged and it's when she has her long hair, or it's a different girl. It's a little difficult to see. This next shot is interesting. Looks like Mrs. Wheeler and Mike's little sister Holly maybe. Hopefully they're safe, but unfortunately it looks like the Upside Down will be coming into the real world pretty aggressively this season, leaving nobody safe. Next, Lucas is being traumatized by something. Someone get him a therapist, because whatever's in front of him is what he will be seeing when he closes his eyes to go to sleep each night for the rest of his life. He's either staring at something terrifying or sad, or he's in pain and being tortured by Vecna. Next is Nancy, being an absolute boss again, leading the fight, taking it to the monsters. Looks like Steve and Robin behind her staring at whatever is about to meet the wrath of Nancy, and she is just ready to go. Look at her all suited up. Next, we see Max running from Vecna in some kind of new dimension. This isn't the real world, and it isn't the Upside Down. This could be in her head or Vecna's head or some space in between. Unfortunately, it's not looking so good for Max this season. By the looks of the levitating earlier, it looks like he'll get to her or possess her in some way that she's affected by him. And something crazy I didn't notice until just now is that if you look closely in the background, you can actually see this giant light that Max is running towards, and at the end of the light, we can see the silhouette of Steve, Lucas, and Dustin on the ground, all looking up in the air at Max's levitating body. That's insane! Such a cool little detail. Vecna follows that with, "It's time, you have lost." Then we see the Creel house in the Upside Down swarming with Demobats, and then our first look at the new character Vecna. This guy looks like he's straight out of a horror movie, and at the same time, he looks like he could be a video game boss. He's got vines or tendrils coming out of him, weaving their way into the Creel house. I am so excited for all of these new things. What do you think you're most excited for so far? Tell me in the comments. Go watch this other Season 4 video, and I'll see you soon with another one. But until then, I'll see you in the comments. Peace.